What's going on, guys? In this video, I'm going to do my WrestleMania 7 review, go through the matches, let you guys know a little bit of the inside of my opinions on some of the matches that took place. So right off the bat, we had the two main jobbers, I would have to say, in WWE history going at it in the dark match. Koko B. Ware and the Brooklyn Brawler. You had Koko B. Ware go over on the Brawler. Either of these guys could have won and no one would really give a shit because they are who they are. Then we had the Rockers, Marty Jannetty and Shawn Michaels, defeating the Barbarian Haku. And this was actually the first win for the Rockers. They had lost in WrestleMania 6 and WrestleMania 5. So, it's good to see them actually win something at WrestleMania. And, of course, it would be Shawn Michaels' first win at WrestleMania. So that's another good thing. Then we had the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich versus Dino Bravo with Jimmy Hart. Texas Tornado won. Texas Tornado was on a roll. He came in and won the Intercontinental title, but at this point he hadn't won it yet. But he was one of those wrestlers where he could have been a lot bigger in WWF than what he actually was, because when he was in, Texas wrestling or, around the other territories, he was a huge megastar with his family. And I just think the WWF and Vince pretty much was like, okay, we're going to bring him in and give him a chance. But at the same time, he flops. His kind of star sizzle of the 1970s, like late 70s, early 80s had kind of faded. So it is what it is, I guess. Then we had the British Bulldog versus the Warlord, who was with Slick. Just the power of the two big men going at it, and British Bulldog ended up winning that. Then we had the Nasty Boys versus the Hart Foundation. This was for the tag team titles. We had the Nasty Boys beat the Hart Foundation. The Nasty Boys had Jimmy Hart. Jimmy Hart had left the Hart Foundation, so that was kind of the key to that situation there. And the Nasty Boys, they were a great tag team. They were one of the first innovators of hardcore tag teams in the WWF, I would say. And they definitely brought a lot to the table when it came to tag team. They're someone that I wouldn't mind seeing in the Hall of Fame just because of what they did at the time. And then we had a kind of weird match. We had a Jake the Snake Roberts versus Rick Martel in a blindfold match. It's one of the WrestleMania you always seem to have one kind of gimmick match, and this was a gimmick match. Jake Roberts ended up winning this. Then you had The Undertaker versus Jimmy Snuka, and this was The Undertaker's first WrestleMania, and he just disposed of Jimmy Snuka. The Undertaker, of course, had come in November of that year, or November the year before at the Survivor Series. So, this was the beginning of the streak, so it will live on forever as the first match of The Undertaker's at WrestleMania. Then we had The Ultimate Warrior defeat Randy Macho Man Savage in a retirement match. It was a great match. Went back and forth. Savage had Sherry in his corner at the beginning. Savage ended up losing. Elizabeth came back, and it was the reuniting of Elizabeth and Macho Man. So it ended on a good note. Then we had Genichiro Taro and Kaja Kenta. I know I pronounced those names wrong. Defeating the Legion of, not the Legion of Doom, Demolition, sorry. Then we had the Big Boss Man defeat Mr.Perfect for the Intercontinental Championship, but he won via disqualification, so Perfect still held on to the belt. Then we had Earthquake with Jimmy Hart defeating Greg the Hammer Valentine. Of course, Valentine had left Jimmy Hart, so this was the feud again. There was two feuds at this WrestleMania round. People leaving Jimmy Hart, which is interesting. Then we had Legion of Doom defeating Powering Glory with Slick. You're not going to have the Legion of Doom lose at WrestleMania, especially since this was their first WrestleMania. It's not going to happen. And Paul Roman and Hercules were pretty much jobbers when it came to tag teams. Then we had Virgil defeating the $1 Million Man by countout, and this was with the help of Rowdy Piper. Then we had the Mountie with Jimmy Hart defeating Tito Santana. Tito Santana was kind of the workhorse for WrestleMania. He seemed to always be at a WrestleMania. Then we had Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter. Slaughter had Iron Sheik or General Adnan in his corner. basically this feud was built around the Iraqi War and Sergeant Slaughter being anti-American. There's all actual stories about Sergeant Slaughter getting death threats and them having to relocate the actual WrestleMania to an indoor stadium just because of the amount of heat that he was getting on his character. Which, Sergeant Slaughter, if you can work a character like that, it's amazing. I'm not saying that it's the best character necessarily, but he became that character. And, of course, you get the All-American Hulk Hogan to come and beat him and have the Americans win. It's just a great ending to the WrestleMania and to that storyline. So that's my look at WrestleMania 7. You guys let me know what you guys think about it. Comment below. If you like this video, definitely give it a like. If you're not subbed, definitely hit the subscription button above, and I'll catch you guys there. I'm out. Peace.